I know I haven't been up to date on it. My last video was talking about critical thinking. So I'm gonna keep it short. Had a busy day today, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of work, but I had to pace myself. Just getting home now, and before I go in, I want to turn this air on, but I don't know how it would sound. And plus I'm in my driveway, so um, I don't want to. My car just running. But let me share these links real quick. Let me share. And we're going to share. I don't know if I want to share the Reddit. Um, all right, so yeah. So I'm going to keep it short today, keep it brief on the ends of the perspective of relationship um, using something called reciprocity. Reciprocity is similar to like a give and take, mutual benefit, as well as, you know, equal exchange per se. And I heard a lot of talk about equality in relationships, and equality always seemed to equate to competition in a relationship. In 2025, in this time that we are now, man and woman are on the same scale. It's no different in the workload or uh, responsibility, I would say. You know, I'm not talking about the technicality of work as far as like physical labors and things like that. I'm just saying now most households are usually occupied with both parents working. Just the economy we in. I'm not gonna blame the economy, but it's just the norm now. Um, you know, it's hard to find a balance there. So with love, relationships, and reciprocity, it is hard to have a balance in a relationship. You know, because not necessarily through a struggle, but through commitment to other things. So it's very rare in this day and age, unless you're wealthy and you got money, and money don't necessarily equate to happiness, but I think just the security of money, not the love of it, but just knowing that you can help your family, you can really, you know, take care of your children and balance a relationship with your partner. So it becomes difficult on the scale of just work. So love in 2025 for me is a hard identifier. I guess, you know, being traditional or even old school, as the youngest would say it, doesn't work anymore um, in some senses. I think the quality of long lasting relationship is built on reciprocity, a mutual benefit, you know, what we get for each other, and in a positive light, though. Um, and it's just hard when you are striving in equality. So, to my brothers out here that's in relationships, that is, you know, work hard, take care of your family, provide the best way you can in any type of situation. I'm with you, man. I love you, man. You know, because it's very difficult for a male in the sense in this equality environment. The appreciation and the value of a man gets deflated through the precursor of, you know, how we set the standard, and that standard could be how we treated women in the past or how we done women, you know, call them all type of names and did things out of nature of dominance, I guess, you know, a masculinity. And I'm with that. You know, I'm not with the name calling, but I'm with a masculine role that a man should be. You know, I meet a lot of brothers out here in the world, and some of them are lacking the masculinity side, you know, far as problem solving skills and technicals on how to express themselves. And that's just due to how we develop in our environments. You know, it took a long time for me as a young man. I always pride myself on respect, um, and trying to be as respectful and carry it with respect with others, especially counterpart females. And it's crazy now that the take on women today is they don't care for respect anymore. You know, what did Aretha Franklin say? RESPECT me. They don't care for that anymore. They base it on how they, what they think, and how they carry it. Um, within themselves. So if they respect themselves, then you're going to meet respect for women. But a lot of the times, women these days just really predicate themselves on attention, money, and not equality, even though it is pushed subjectively that equality is important. And that's the nature of this conversation, as far as just relationship skills. um I think equality gets swept under the rug because a man should, in this day and age, as it's profound to say, take care of all the responsibilities, provide for a woman full out. But it's just the lack of reciprocity, that appreciation. And people don't understand gratitude and appreciation goes a long way. Not the applause of doing something that you're supposed to be doing, but the appreciation that you are able to do it. And a lot of the times that forecast represents the new masculinity, because that strength of having to be in a world where, as a man, where things have to work in an ordinance for you to provide, for you to be a husband, for you to be in a relationship, the things that you have to sabotage just to be that man, and I see it all the time in marriages. I'm not married yet, in marriages and things like that. Male take a backseat role in the aspects of organization, family, structure, and those things like that, because it becomes very difficult when you are in a relationship or when you're married as a man, to sacrifice hands and self preservation. But it gets very difficult because just think of it like this. In a village, if the males go out and hunt, right? Say if it's a 3-day journey, they have to hunt for food and water and even shelter and things like that. Usually a man is going to come back with that goal accomplished, even through the difficulty and trials, but you would never know what that man had to endure and take on to meet that challenge. So that is what I mean. The nature of man is more, in that masculine dominant aspect, is more geared towards missions and taking on the accountability and the responsibility that he has to. And that sweeps males' intellectual properties under the rug, far as appreciation, far as gratitude, far as expressing themselves in a way where it doesn't seem um, attacking or defensive. And that's a hard balance for men, young men and old men alike. The projection of a male when it comes to relationships or the standards of relationships today is very difficult, because man doesn't as males, it's hard for us to trust our counterparts due to the fact that you have that traditional state of equality, and then you also have women that would get married just to sabotage, or relationships don't last due to the factor that a woman can express a way that she feel, and she's able to choose uh, to carry it that way. But if a male does it, then it becomes a problem. It becomes self-seeking. And that's the thing about appreciation. Like, appreciation is not self-seeking. Gratitude is not self-seeking. It's more so a given in the light that sustains the quality of a male counterpart to a female counterpart. The beautiful thing about a woman that I learned in my 38 years is a woman's intuition is very profound, um, in a sense, because it's not disingenuous. And what I mean about that is that a woman can see a lot of things behind a veil in life. Even woman that is not even uh, in the caliber of focus on relationship or anything. It's just the nature of a woman is more caring and nurturing in a sense. Um, and for males in a relationship, we take on the condescending nature of conquering. If we have a girl or a wife, we conquer that woman aspects, as far as her feelings, as far as her desires, as far as her emotions, as far as all those things. And that conquering aspect allow us to not really focus on that things can change. So we get stuck in a mode of contentment, and that is the aspects of a male. Now, when it comes to feelings and emotions in a relationship, um, like I said, it's hard to strive on the surface without communication. Communication is a big level of a relationship far as the significance, and that's why a lot of marriages and relationship doesn't work, because of misdirected communication and the aspect that we feel like our partner or our wife or our husband should know us, should know what we like, should know what we think, and it's hard to even keep up with birthdays and anniversaries and shit like that, but it just comes to what I said as far as in the beginning, as far as the world that we live in today. Reciprocity goes out the window because of the factor that the equality factor, where we are on the same scale. We're not on two different planes. We are both on the same scale as far as providing, far as work, far as everything. So it's hard to. I meet a lot of truck driving women in my field of work, and I'm telling you, that industry you think is just dominated by males, man. Shit, there's so many women out here driving dump trucks and tractor trailers and shit like that, and that's not something that I'd seen coming up. But now it's more prevalent in the sense that that's what's allotted, and a lot of the times we settle for people on our level, our education, our level of communication, even some of our dysfunction, as well as our flaws, because like-minded people seem to attract, and sometimes your partner is a direct reflection of you and the choices and decisions that you have made up to that point, and therefore it creates a relationship. But I just wanted to touch bases on something, just to lay something down. Like I said, it's going to get better, as far as the podcasting space, and I want to create a better environment for uh, my following. So hope you guys like this quick message. And if you are in a relationship, like I said, to my brothers, I love y'all, man. If you holding it down, to my sisters, I love you too. If you are that woman that appreciate the man that you with, and you are grateful for the things that he's able to do, and just keep pushing that. I'm out of here. Peace.